There's a version of you that exists only in the silence. A version that wakes up at 3 a.m. with ideas that could change everything. A version that cries in the shower because they're exhausted from pretending. A version that dreams bigger than anyone around you could ever imagine. And here's what haunts me about this version of you. Nobody knows it exists. Not your family, not your closest friends, sometimes not even you. Because you've become so good at wearing the mask, so skilled at playing the role everyone expects, that the real you, the powerful you, the you that's capable of extraordinary things, has been buried so deep that it only whispers in moments when you're completely alone.
This isn't a message about finding yourself. That phrase has been beaten to death, turned into a cliché, slapped on coffee mugs and motivational posters until it lost all meaning. This is about something far more urgent, far more real. This is about the person you've become versus the person you actually are. And if you've ever felt that gap, that distance between who you show the world and who you know yourself to be in your core, then you understand exactly what I'm talking about. You understand the weight of living two lives simultaneously. We live in a world that demands we fit into neat little boxes, that we behave predictably, that we don't rock the boat, don't ask too many questions, don't want too much, don't dream too loud. And somewhere along the way, most of us learned to comply. We learned to dim our light so others wouldn't feel uncomfortable. We learned to shrink our dreams so they wouldn't seem unrealistic. We learned to hide our struggles so we wouldn't seem weak, and hide our victories so we wouldn't seem arrogant. We became masters of the middle ground, experts at being just enough but never too much.
But let me tell you what happens when you live like this. Let me paint you a picture of what this costs. Every single day, you wake up and you put on a performance. You check your phone and immediately start calculating who you need to be today. For your boss, you're the reliable one. For your parents, you're the one who has it all together. For your friends, you're the fun one, the stable one, the one who always knows what to say. For your partner, you're the present one, the supportive one. And in every single role, you're giving pieces of yourself away. You're in meetings nodding along to ideas you know won't work, but you stay quiet because challenging the status quo feels too risky. You're at dinner tables laughing at jokes that aren't funny, discussing topics that bore you to tears because authentic conversation might make people uncomfortable. You're scrolling through social media, seeing everyone's highlight reel and wondering why your real life doesn't match their filtered one, not realizing that everyone is playing the same exhausting game. And here's the devastating part. The version of you that nobody knows, it's the version that has the answers. It's the version that knows exactly what you should be doing with your life. It knows what career would actually fulfill you, not just pay the bills. It knows which relationships are draining you and which ones are lifting you up. It knows what you need to let go of and what you need to fight for. But you've silenced it for so long that its voice has become a whisper, easily drowned out by the noise of everyone else's expectations. I want you to think about the last time you did something purely because you wanted to do it. Not because it would look good on your resume, not because it would impress someone, not because it fit the narrative of who you're supposed to be. Just because something in your core said, yes, this is me. For too many of us, we have to think too long to answer that question, and that should terrify us more than it does. There's a specific kind of loneliness that comes with hiding who you really are. You can be surrounded by people. You can have a packed calendar. You can have 1,000 followers, a loving family, a solid career, and still feel completely unseen. Because none of those connections are touching the real you. They're touching the representative. They're interacting with the character you've created. And that character is tired. That character is running out of lines. That character is starting to crack under the pressure of maintaining a facade that was never meant to last forever.
The truth is, we're not afraid of being seen.
We're afraid of being seen and rejected. We're afraid that if we show people who we really are, what we really think, what we really want, what we really struggle with, they'll decide we're too much or not enough. They'll decide we're too intense, too emotional, too ambitious, too broken, too different. And so we preemptively reject ourselves. We do the job for them. We hide the parts of us that don't fit neatly into acceptable categories, and we present sanitized versions of ourselves that are easier to digest. But here's what I've learned, and here's what I need you to understand. The people worth having in your life don't want the sanitized version. They're not looking for perfect. They're not looking for easy. They're looking for real. They're looking for someone who's brave enough to be human in a world that's constantly trying to turn us into robots. And the opportunities worth pursuing, the dreams worth chasing, they don't come to the version of you that plays it safe. They come to the version that's willing to be seen, fully seen, in all your complicated, contradictory, beautiful mess of humanity. Think about the people you admire most. The artists, the leaders, the thinkers, the creators who've actually made an impact. What do they all have in common? They stopped hiding. They stopped performing. They stopped trying to be palatable to everyone and started being undeniable to the right people. They gave the world access to the version of themselves that nobody knew existed, and that's when everything changed. Your hidden self isn't weak because it's hidden. It's powerful because it's hidden. You've been protecting it, storing it, keeping it safe for the right moment. And maybe that moment is now. Maybe it's time to stop asking permission to be yourself. Maybe it's time to stop waiting for the perfect conditions, the perfect audience, the perfect circumstances. Because here's a secret the world doesn't want you to know. There will never be a perfect time to be authentic. There will always be a reason to wait, to hide, to play it safe. There will always be people who won't understand. There will always be risks involved. The question isn't whether it's safe to reveal your true self. The question is, can you afford not to? Can you afford to spend one more year, one more month, one more day living as a shadow of who you actually are? Can you afford to reach the end of your life and realize that you never let anyone, including yourself, meet the full version of you?
There's a moment that comes to all of us. A moment when the mask becomes too heavy to wear. Maybe it's a crisis. Maybe it's a loss. Maybe it's just Tuesday afternoon and something inside you snaps and you realize you can't do this anymore. You can't pretend anymore. You can't shrink anymore. You can't hide anymore. And in that moment, you have a choice. You can put the mask back on, tape it together, and keep going. Or you can let it fall. You can let it shatter on the ground and finally breathe. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that choosing authenticity is easy. I'm not going to promise you that everyone will understand or support you. Some people won't. Some people have gotten comfortable with your mask and they'll be upset when you take it off. Some relationships will end. Some doors will close. Some people will call you selfish for prioritizing your truth. They'll say you've changed, and they won't mean it as a compliment. But here's what else will happen. You'll sleep better. You'll breathe deeper. You'll laugh louder. You'll cry when you need to cry instead of storing it up until it becomes depression. You'll say no without guilt and yes without resentment. You'll pursue things that genuinely excite you instead of things that just look good. You'll have conversations that matter instead of small talk that numbs. You'll build relationships based on truth instead of performance. And slowly, gradually, you'll start to recognize yourself again. The version of you nobody knows is not some mystical, unattainable ideal. It's not some future version you have to work toward. It's already here. It's in you right now. It's in every moment you catch yourself before you speak your truth. It's in every idea you talk yourself out of. It's in every dream you dismiss as unrealistic. It's in every time you bite your tongue, play small, or hold yourself back.
That version is there, waiting, begging for permission to exist, not just in your private moments, but in your actual life.
So let me ask you something. Who are you when no one's watching? Who are you in the car by yourself, windows up, music loud? Who are you in your journal at midnight? Who are you in your daydreams? Who are you when you forget to perform? That person, that raw, unfiltered, unedited version of you, deserves to exist in the daylight, deserves to have a voice, deserves to take up space, deserves to be seen. And I know it's scary. I know it feels like jumping off a cliff, but here's what I want you to consider. You're already uncomfortable. The performance is already exhausting. The hiding is already painful. So if you're going to be uncomfortable anyway, why not be uncomfortable in pursuit of something real? Why not be uncomfortable while building a life that actually belongs to you? The world doesn't need another person who's mastered the art of fitting in. The world doesn't need another person who's learned to be everything to everyone and nothing to themselves. The world needs you, the actual you, the messy, complicated, brilliant, struggling, dreaming, fighting you. The you that nobody knows yet, the you that's been waiting in the wings, watching this performance, hoping that one day you'll finally call it onto the stage. Today could be that day. This moment could be when everything shifts. Not because your circumstances change, but because you decide to stop negotiating with your own authenticity. You decide to stop asking the world for permission to be yourself. You decide that the opinion that matters most is the one you hold of yourself when you lay your head down at night and ask, did I live today, or did I just perform? The version of you nobody knows is ready. It's been ready. It's been patient, but it won't wait forever. Because every day you hide it, it gets a little quieter. Every day you choose the mask, the real you becomes a little more of a stranger. And eventually, if you wait too long, you might forget it exists at all. And that would be the greatest tragedy. Not that the world never saw you, but that you never let yourself be seen. So here's my challenge to you. Find one way, just one, to let that hidden version out today. Say the thing you've been holding back. Take the step you've been afraid to take. Have the conversation you've been avoiding. Create the thing you've been dreaming about. Be honest when it would be easier to lie. Be brave when it would be safer to hide. Start small if you need to, but start. Because the version of you nobody knows, it's not waiting for permission anymore. It's waiting for you to realize you never needed it in the first place.